Greetings of peace and welcome to Charity Worker Training. If you're new to charity work, this training is for you. Quote, live to give your time, professional expertise, sincere advice, and or seed money. My name is Sohair Omer, and I'm here to teach you what I learned in the charitable sector. You've heard it before. Charity starts at home. Help your family and community first. If you're new to charity work, start small and close to home. First and foremost, what are your intentions for doing charitable work? Are you fulfilling a religious obligation? For humanitarian purposes? For altruism? Do you want to give back or pay it forward? Do you believe in social and economic justice? Or are you in the charity business to make money or to look good? For family benefits, or for votes. There are many good and bad reasons for doing charitable work. The bottom line is you should not benefit from charity. The poor and needy should benefit from charity. What are the goals of charitable work? Some long term aspirational goals include to encourage personal responsibility, to enable self sufficiency, economic sustainability, education with a focus on practical application, skills development, team and community building, to fix an existing system or to design and implement a new system. On the other hand, what are the unintended consequences of well intentioned handouts? Short term impact. Handouts treat the symptom, not the root cause, which causes the problem to reoccur in the future. It creates a dependency on aid and may reinforce a sense of entitlement. Except in cases of emergencies, disasters, or armed conflicts, spend charity on development projects and programs that educate, train, equip, and empower beneficiaries to provide for themselves and to solve their own problems. You've heard the saying, quote, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. There are many different types of charitable projects and programs, including clean water, disaster relief, education, food assistance, health, orphan support, and winter survival. When planning your charitable project or program, consider public safety, waste management and recycling, and environmental sustainability. For example, renewable energy. When designing and implementing your charitable project or program, prioritize disadvantaged persons, including orphans, widowed or divorced women, the elderly, the poor and needy, historically and presently oppressed people, disabled persons, and persons who are unwell. Treat beneficiaries with respect and kindness. Speak kind and encouraging words to them. Give them hope. Empower them. Protect their privacy and confidentiality. Before taking pictures or recording videos of them, obtain their consent and protect the identities of their children. Conversely, do not compromise their dignity. Do not judge, shame, or belittle them. Do not expect anything in return from them. And do not remind them of your favors. As charity workers, we want to uplift our fellow human beings. Be mindful of your verbal and nonverbal communication when interacting with beneficiaries. Next, and importantly, accountability and transparency. God says in the glorious Quran, quote, verily, we give life to the dead, and we record that which they send before them, and their traces in all things we have recorded with numbers as a record in a clear book. Charitable funds should be spent on charitable purposes. Examples of allowable expenses include supplies, equipment, livestock, transportation costs, labor costs, and tuition and fees. If you're Muslim and handling zakat, it is clearly restricted by the following verse of the glorious Quran. Quote, as-sadaqat, zakat, are only for the fuqara, poor, and al-masakin, the poor, and those employed to collect the funds, and to attract the hearts of those who have been inclined towards Islam, and to free the captives, and for those in debt, and for God's cause, and for the wayfarer, a duty imposed by God, and God is all knower, all wise. Managing charitable funds is a big responsibility. We just mentioned accountability and transparency. Record an account for every dollar collected and spent. Allow the public to inspect your financial records, specifically, post your financial records, including project expense reports and invoices and receipts, immediately after project implementation, and your annual financial statements shortly after the close of your accounting year. Next, follow the 90-10 spending rule. Spend less than 10% of your total annual expenditures on management and general expenses and fundraising expenses. At minimum, spend 90% of your total annual expenditures on the direct costs of charitable projects and programs. However, 100% of donations restricted for zakat must be transferred to the poor. Next, time to disbursement. Spend down zakat and sadaqah within 3 months of receiving it. Do not hold on to zakat and sadaqah in your bank accounts for longer than 6 months. Zakat is the right of the poor, and it should be given to them by those who collect zakat in a timely manner. So, how did you spend charitable funds? To account for charitable funds, at minimum, you must record the date of each transaction, the payee, that is, the person or business you paid, the description of the item or service, the cost of the item or service. Also, you need proof or evidence of each transaction in the form of an invoice, receipt, or other document. So, who benefited from the charitable funds? At minimum, you must record each beneficiary's full name, address, and identification card number. The collection of demographic information, such as sex, age, and marital status, is optional. For the purposes of efficiency, cost savings, and greater social impact, communicate, coordinate, and collaborate with other charitable organizations and charity workers. However, before starting a new partnership, vet and test your new partner to prevent fraud. Do your due diligence. If your new partner is an organization, ask for a copy of their governing documents and registration. If your new partner is an individual, ask for a copy of their ID card. Next, ask your new partner for 2 references in the charitable sector. Next, enter into a written agreement or memorandum outlining the roles and responsibilities of each party. To get started, issue a small test grant to your new partner to test their ability to implement charitable projects and programs on time and within budget. If they pass the test, then gradually increase the number and the amount of charitable projects and programs. As you grow in the charitable sector, consider undertaking the following advanced tasks. First, needs assessment, which involves systematically identifying and prioritizing the needs of a community or target population to make informed decisions about program design and resource allocation. Next, key performance indicators, which are metrics used to track and measure the performance and impact of a charity's work. For example, number of beneficiaries, percentage of project or program goals achieved, and cost per outcome. Lastly, monitoring and evaluation, which is a combined process of systematically collecting and analyzing data to track progress, to assess the impact of interventions, and to improve projects and programs. Charity is more than just a one time handout. Aim to educate, train, equip, and empower your target population, one person and community at a time. Thank you, and God bless you all.